Hey everybody, Twohab here. Today we're playing Firewatch. I've heard a lot about this game. I haven't really seen too much of it. I've seen a little bit of gameplay. Like it's simplistic. Oh, and now we're starting the intro, so I'm gonna keep it a little bit quieter. All right. If I remember, the beginning is like narrated. Yeah, Boulder, Colorado, 1975. You see Julia. Oh, I forgot about the music. It's beautiful. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You are drunk. So, what's major? You're pretty. I like this one. You're pretty, she says. Oh, you're pretty, she says coolly. You are not. You are a future hangover. What? You reply confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. She flags down a waiter, and 1 week later you were Julie's boyfriend. Note to self, pickup line, get really drunk and call girls pretty. It doesn't work. Grab my backpack. I'm in the elevator. Nope. The only truck here. Should probably shut that gate. Yeah, I definitely should shut that gate. This is my bag is gonna go flying. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julie wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julie is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad can happen to Julie while walking this dog. It's badass. See, now I've had a beagle before, and they're so much fun to play with. And right now I have a husky, so it's similar to a German Shepherd, not the same, but has similarities. So Bucket or Mayhem? I think I'm gonna try Bucket. Let's go with Bucket, the beagle. Bucket's a good dog. 1 week later, you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julie loves him. You love him too. 1979. You talk out on the deck. It's summer. 9:30 p.m. The heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. Kids? They're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have a couple little idiots, that'd be pretty good. One day. Why rush? I think, yeah, one day I would like to have kids. In that case, we should probably get married. Yeah, I would like that. Maybe smart. These kids are going to be screwed up enough. It's probably the best that their parents are hitched. You say she's absolutely right. Okay, we made the drive to the woods now. What is it? Thoroughfare Trailhead. Do not forget to check in. Alright, start the long trek. Oh, back to the story. 1980. It's Thursday night and Julie is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried about getting angry by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You get mad or you ignore her. Both are pretty bad options. Like, there's no point in getting mad. You get upset, but ignoring her is just like you gotta communicate, so unfortunately I'm gonna get mad. You call her an inconsiderate asshole. Well, I think that was the wrong choice. She tells you to fuck yourself and to not be such a baby. You call her selfish. She knows you mean it and it hurts her feelings. Wow. Should not have picked that one. Julius. Okay. So later, 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plans for her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You pose and flex like He-Man, or you frolic like a Victoria's Secrets model. Victoria's Secret, excuse me. Definitely gonna pose. Julia was right. You are very pretty. Oh, I like how it went back to the first part of this narration, if you want to call it that. Back on the trail. Two Forks Lookout. 8 more miles still. Spacebar. You see, would you look at that? Just before sunset. 1982. During the summers, you and Julie enjoy walking Bucket at night. There's a festival in town that brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Bucket gets kicked. But fuck! Dog! Julie yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she tries. You confront the attacker. You scare him away or beat his goddamn face in. As much as I would like to beat his face in, violence is not always the answer, so we'll scare him away. You reach in your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all 3 of you. He runs away. Julie has to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay. You don't go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. So, is Bucket okay? Because he just got kicked. 1984. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julie gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job, associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Now I'm being the selfish person. Convince her not to take the job. That would be incredibly selfish, and agree if she commutes back and forth. Like, you don't give them ultimatums. It's a little bit better. So I'll go with this one, but I gotta get over myself. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. Tell her not to pass it up. That's what she wants. Yeah, so I should move with her. She agrees. She flies to Boulder 3 times each semester, so that's not too bad. A lot of money. 1985. Julie is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost out on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. She was found crying in the stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk about it. Talk to someone about it. You make macaroni, drink wine, try to forget about it. I know where this is going. I can tell where it's going. It's so hard now. Like, the music makes it worse, too. Talk or just... I think we'll just forget about it just for now until it gets worse, I guess. It may just be another thing. You watch Talos on TV and sleep together on the couch. Oh, here's my journal. There's a wedding ring. And so pretty. Okay. Sorry you had to see that. Bucket is getting older. Julie comments that it's kind of nice that he gets in less trouble around the house. A week later, she goes back to the university. 1987. Julie's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in her class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She's devastated. She's sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julie who calls you a dope and your unborn children are little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes she goes into panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family. They're crushed. They begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia. To visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten her day. She gets worse. 1988. You spend the days following Julie around the house. You count 3 seconds between the 2 weekly. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julie could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple months. Decide to move her into a full-time care facility or to take care of her by yourself. So, like, I've had a family member be in a full-time care facility, but it was a hospice. And I know that when you take care of something by yourself, it requires a lot of effort. I think living by myself it'd be better to move into a full-time care facility. But I would want to take care of her and be there for her. I think we're moving to full care facility just because I don't know what it's like to take care of something. I don't know what it comes with, and I don't know how to do it as well as somebody who does it for a living does. So back on the trail. Oh dear. Where you going, dear? Oh, back to the story. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day. Then every other day. What is wrong with me? You go out to the bar with your old friend. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. You slowly decide not to see your old friends that much. This game is like getting really, really sad. 1989. Julia's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be closer. She visits her every day. You go home with her some of the time. Go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it if you want to see a therapist. You won't. You've always really liked Susan. Months go by. Bucket dies. Julie doesn't remember him when you tell her. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, she believes it's because you see her less and less. And seeing her less and less makes her forget you more, you think. Summer is coming. You see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. And that introduces my job. If it'll ever finish loading. And there's the lookout tower. And so that'll be it for this part of Firewatch. And the next part, we'll go into the tower and see what our watch has in store for us. So remember, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next part.